to Creative Blossom, where we help writers write their books and inspire the world. My name is Kanisha Ruffin. I'm your host, and I'm so excited to be here today. As always, I truly appreciate your support for subscribing to these videos, and I hope that you have been inspired and motivated. I'm always really excited about these videos, and I think I'm becoming more excited because I'm thrilled that I get an opportunity to talk about things that I am super passionate about, things that I completely, absolutely believe in, and things that I know will leave an impact, inspire somebody in some special way. And so today I am going to talk about something that is absolutely near and dear to my heart. Many of you know, as I have mentioned in several videos before, I am a mother of 6 children. My oldest is 13 and my youngest kiddo is 1. She just made 1 this October, on October 7th. And so I have kids in between of various ages, and they're all very small. And so a lot of them right now are kind of exploring their creativity. You know, I have one that is an artist who loves to draw, and I'm telling you, in her room, she has pictures that she has sketched all over her wall. She's constantly asking me for a sketchbook. Mommy, next time you go to the store, can you please get me another sketchbook? And I'm like, sure, absolutely. You know, because I truly believe in investing in whatever it is your child might have interest in. I have another kiddo that is completely just obsessed with basketball. He cannot stop watching old Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, just all of the big name basketball stars and players. He's obsessed with it. And so he wakes up early in the morning, every morning, and he watches highlights from very old games, just so that he can sharpen his skills. And every second he gets, he runs outside to play basketball. This is just how it is, you know. And then with all of my other children, I think their dad and I both notice that they have a gift in some kind of way, and it's either to sing, it's to dance. My 9-year-old Karina has a gift of flexibility and dance. Sometimes she gets on the floor and does some of these moves that just makes my body hurt, and I'm not even the one sitting there to do it. So I'm telling you, I recognize these gifts in my children, and I sit back and I think to myself, man, I can't wait to see whatever it is that they decide to pursue is going to be phenomenal. It's going to be phenomenal. And I'm not pressuring them or anything like that, but I'm excited. And so today, you know, I really wanted to talk to you all a little bit about a kiddo. Like, if your kid wants to write a book, they want to become an author, what do you do? Now, I have had some people ask me this very question. So, you know, my daughter is thinking about wanting to write a book. She's been writing stories and making up stuff her whole life. And now she suddenly is like, I think I want to write a book now. And so to me, when I hear that, my heart just leaps out of my chest in excitement because, you know, I truly do think that children can absolutely 100% utilize their gifts to impact and inspire in a published capacity. It doesn't necessarily just have to be something that is shared amongst family and friends, but it absolutely can be published and just displayed to the masses. I mean, look, we see it all the time on various shows we look at on television. We see these really young Disney stars, you know, their parents that has put them into these programs very early, and now they have become just these big superstars, you know. And even if your child doesn't reach a superstar status, the point here is allowing them to utilize their gift, helping to nurture the gifts that is within your child, and supporting and encouraging them as they do that. So several things came to my mind, of course, and I just wanted to share a little bit of encouragement with you today, that if you do have a child that is interested in wanting to pursue something as big as being an author, here's what I truly believe is really going to help them along the way. And the first thing I want to encourage you to do is this. don't discourage them. That's probably the very first thing that I can think of is you don't want to shut them down, okay? Because if you shut them down, if you discourage them, then it is going to leave a big, big scar. And let me tell you something, this scar is going to be really hard for them to come back to and to heal from. It is a scar that lasts. And even if you're not really the parent that's a writer and you're looking at them and you're thinking maybe in the inside, where in the world did you get this idea to want to be a writer when your mama, I didn't read that much to you when you were little and I'm not really a creative person, so I don't know where you get this idea from. It is okay for them to have their own journey, their own path, their own interest. If that's something you have never done in your life and you don't understand it, one of the best things that you can do for them is, number one, still encourage them in their desires anyway, still encourage them in their giftings anyway, and then look for the things that could help them. So if you're not a writer, then perhaps seek someone who is, who can help them, who can help nurture their gift. If you're not the one for the job, that's okay, because it may not be you. You may not be the one that knows what to do. I mean, look, my son loves basketball, and though I am not a basketball player to save my entire life, there's just no way in the world. I'm not an athlete like that. But that doesn't mean I don't throw my shoes on and I don't get outside and play with him, you know? And I'm not as flexible as I used to be. I do love dance, but I'm not as flexible as I used to be with my daughter, as my daughter is. But I will dance around with her, and I will try my hardest to do some of the tricks that she can do. And we're having a lot of fun, and they spend probably most of their time laughing at mommy. But I am supporting them. I am cheering them on. I am still there for them. And I can't draw as well as Carissa can, but I can try and I can encourage her in her gift. So my very first tip here today is don't discourage your children and their gifts. If this is not your cup of tea, that's fine, but you do not want to hinder them from stepping forward to do the things that they really believe in their hearts, even when they're really young. That matters. Always encourage your children. Always encourage your children. So number two, that brings me to my next point. My second tip is this: celebrate their ambitions. You know, and a lot of times I find that there are a lot of parents that maybe have challenges with this part because maybe you're not as ambitious. You know, you've done the typical American dream. Okay, let's say that you are that person that's done that, right? You've gotten a really good job. You went to school, you've went to college, you've got this exceptional corporate job, and here you are living your life, paying your bills on time, living in a really decent house, with your family, and you are good, you know, and that's great. But, you know, not everybody goes the traditional route, you know, and creative people, we usually don't. Creative people normally have a very different path, okay? We explore, okay? We are extremely open-minded. Okay, we get excited about our gifts. We get excited about creativity. We are artsy. We follow the art. We follow the wind. This is just how it is. You know, a lot of creatives are just that way. Not that we don't have structure, because we do, but we're more free-flowing, okay? And if you have a child that is like that, celebrate who they are. Do not isolate. Do not make them feel they need to isolate themselves. Okay, because that will also leave a very, very damaging scar. That will leave a scar, and it will make it extremely difficult for them to heal from that. I am telling you this from experience. Okay, so don't do that. Encourage them in their gifts. Okay, support them and celebrate the fact that they want to pursue something as great as being an author, or whatever other creative desire that your child has. Okay, just think about this. It takes a lot of bravery for a kid to come to you and say, I want to be a published author. Like my daughter Carissa, who loves to draw, she came to me and said, Mommy, I want to be an illustrator when I grow up. And I'm like, in the inside, I am bursting in excitement. I am trying not to show how excited I am in front of her. That will scare her. Because my excitement, the way that I can show that, can go through the roof, you guys. It is just a fact. When I get really excited, my excitement is it's insane. It's hard to calm me down, okay, when I am extremely excited. So support your children in their gifts, support them in their ambitions, and understand that it takes a lot of bravery for them to come to you with something as big as this. Okay, it takes a lot of bravery. So encourage them and celebrate the fact that they even do that. And if they do that to you, then you should know it's because they trust you with something as valuable as their desires. They trust you. So that is, you should feel like so amazing, the fact that your child even came to you with something as big as this, because it's a big deal. To them, it is a big deal. So remember that. It takes bravery, and celebrate them and their ambitions. And this is something that will help them. It'll encourage them. Man, it'll help them see, like, look, I really have the support that I need from my home base, man. My family, they are with me. Okay, so you want to make sure that you are a part of their team, that you are with them. Number 3, don't pressure them. Now, this is something, let me tell you, I had to work really hard at this one, because I am cool with celebrating. I am really cool with like supporting them and not discouraging them. But the pressure, boy, it's really easy to get that pressure on them, right? I mean, if you are so enthusiastic about what they love to do, then you are ready to set the rules and you are ready to just make them work. But we want to be very careful. We want to cautiously take our time, carefully take our time, okay, with them along the way with the process, okay? Because even though we know that this can be huge for them, that this could be a really big deal, can be huge for them, but we also don't want to scare them. Because if we pressure them way too much on it, then they are going to slowly but surely just kind of be like, nah, I don't really know. It just seems like it's too much. Well, this could seem like it's way too much. I don't know. It's a whole lot of pressure now all of a sudden, Like if your kiddo wants to play basketball and they're really good at it, don't pressure him that much on becoming your way out of debt. Don't do that. All right, son, you're going to be the one that, they get us that big mansion, up in LA that we want. You're going to be the one to do it. Don't do that. You don't want to do that, okay? You want to just support them and allow them to organically grow, okay? Yes, you absolutely want to encourage them to do what they need to do to get better and to practice more, to learn how to write better, to develop their craft. Absolutely. And I'll talk about that one in just a second. That's actually my next point here. But you don't want to put too much pressure on them to be perfect. But what you want to do is encourage them where they are and know that it's going to take time. It is a process, okay? It is not something that magically happens overnight. It is something that takes time. So encourage them to just kind of slow down and keep a realistic pace according to their life, okay? According to school, according to their family life. Make sure that it's an even pace and not really something that's going to discourage them from continuing to press forward, because let me tell you, that can absolutely happen. Brings me to my 4th point. You want to teach them goals. Okay, that is something that is going to be very important, especially if it's someone who wants to write a book. Okay, just like I talk about in all of the previous videos that I have made, how it's important to set goals, how it's important to create a structure, how those things are important when it comes to organizing your life and wanting to do something like write a book. young children can learn how to set goals too. Okay, they can learn time management. They can learn the value of hard work and commitment. And in fact, being in pursuit of something that they love is really one of the best teachers of those really important principles. Okay, we want to teach them that stuff early. All right, and if you have the opportunity to do that, then absolutely. And even for parents, a lot of times it'll even teach us that. It'll remind us of that, right? While we are so busy helping them do what they need to do, well, look, we're also edified and inspired to do the same, in our own lives. So use this opportunity to teach them how to set goals. Use this as an opportunity to teach them how to be organized, and use this as an opportunity to teach them the value of dedication, of hard work, and commitment. This is the best time to teach them how to do that, especially as it relates to writing a book, because there is a lot, all of that matters. All of that matters. You will not see a finished book if you do not commit to it, put in the work, and have goals. You just really won't see it. Okay, so teach them how important that is. And again, if you're not a writer, and if you're not really the person, then pursue help from somebody else that can absolutely help your child learn how to develop these really good habits. Okay, number 5, just want to encourage you to encourage them in their gift. Okay, I'm kind of easing back a little bit into my first tip, but I did want to say this one scripture verse that I have always loved when it came to children operating in their gifts. And this is from 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 12. Don't let anyone look down on you because you are young, but set an example for believers in speech, in conduct, in love, in truth, and in purity. And I have always loved that scripture verse in 1 Timothy, because I believe that, no one should look at children because they are young and say something that they can't do. No, you're so young right now. What do you know? Your brain isn't developed enough right now to write a book. Like you still have so much more learning to do, more development to do. You've still got more information that you need to retain before you can write anything. Now, you still got more life experiences to have in your life before you can write anything. That's unfair to children, and it's wrong. I don't agree with that. Let your child develop those gifts, encourage them in those gifts, be there to support them in those gifts, and just sit back and watch what happens. Sit back and watch what happens. They can create something exceptional that will blow your mind, that will be a huge blessing to them and to a lot of people in this world. So the best thing that you can do for them is support their dream, cheer them on, and be there for them. So I hope my video has encouraged you today, you guys. Like I said, this is something that I'm very passionate about it. I can actually go on and on with more examples, with more stories. I just believe in the importance of being there for our kids, supporting them in their giftings, and just cheering them on along the way. Our kids need us. I mean, it's very true what they say, right? Kids are the future. Our kids are the future, and we are there for them. We're there to support them and to be there for them. So leave a comment below if you have a young child who has pursued something like writing a book, or if you have a child that has pursued dance or art or just any other creative, any other thing in their life that would help them utilize their creativity. What have they done? In their lives, and how has you been there for them? And then also, if you have any questions, if you're trying to figure out how to do that, if you are in this exact position right now, when you're trying to figure out what can you do as a parent, you're not really the creative person, you don't really know what to do about that. If you have any questions about that, leave a comment for me below. I would love to connect with you. I would love to just communicate, maybe even just reply to your comment, and we can take it a step further and communicate by email or whatever. But I just want you to know that I am here to support you. I'm here to support you as a creative, you know, and if you have any questions in relation to this video, please don't hesitate to leave a comment below. So thank you so much for watching. Again, I'm Kanisha Griffin. Please feel free to subscribe to this channel if you have not already done so. And don't forget, press that little bell so you can get notifications from our videos, okay? Thank you again, guys. I'll see you next time.